Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and this is Cat and Moon Budgets. Should have that covered up, but it's okay. So today we're gonna go over my spending for the week of March 12th through the 18th. I'm a little behind on my videos, but I want to get this out because I have to go to work today. So I just want to make sure I get this filmed on time so that way I'm not super behind. Okay, so we left off on the 12th. So I had my Apple storage come out, which was $1 instead of the $3 because it didn't actually go through. On the 12th, I got a new deck and then I had to get the supplies for that. Excuse me. And then I got a soda at work the next day for $3.30. So that was $516.84 that I left over with. And then I took out money for my cell phone. So I like to take it out as if I already spent the money, and then I just make like a star usually next to this that I need to pay it on the due date, because if I don't deduct the money out of my log, I will spend it. And so this is a trick that I've started doing the last couple months, and it's actually been pretty good and helpful. I sold some stuff on Venmo and she overpaid me, so I got $200 from that, so that was nice. And then on the 13th, my internet bill was due, so that was $45. And it's so cheap because I get a $30 credit through the company. I qualified for that, and so I just get a $30 or $35 credit because it's supposed to be $79 or like $76 or something like that. But I think I need to upgrade my internet because it's been like really slow and goofy lately. So that put me down to $629.84. And then I got a reimbursement from Jackson's birthday dinner from his dad for the portion that he bought. So that was putting me up to $671.84. And then I put sinking funds used because I put it in my sinking fund category that I would have $80 for dinner. But it ended up being, I just counted like what I paid out of it instead of the full cost, because I did get reimbursed. So that put me down to $599.58. And then I had to transfer the money for Canva, which was $13, and that was $586.58. And then I just transferred some money into the boys' Bentley's grades because he was the only one that got money. And then Christmas, so that was a total of $16, and that put me down to $570.58. And then I deposited $105 into Advia to kind of compensate for some of the spending that I did earlier up here. And then this wasn't supposed to say sinking funds used, but I had Walmart for clothes and pens for $57.92. That was $617.66. And then I just transfer that out of my emergency fund because I really needed the clothes. Like, I'm trying to transfer out the really old shirts and stuff that I have for the newer ones that I actually wear. And so that was $58 transferred to cover that cost. And so that left me with $675.66 on the 14th. And then moving right along, going into the 18th. Okay. I had an Etsy deposit come in for $5.62 because people were buying my digital downloads. So that put me at $681.28. And then I transferred money for weeks ahead. And this is a new sinking fund category for savings that I created because there will be times where my checks will not be as big, and I want to make sure that I have money ahead of time while my checks are large now. And so there's just not that much available right now. And with my class being during the day, that cuts out 2 day shifts that were available that I could normally work. So I have to alternate when I have the boys on those days to work PMs. And so it limits my hours a little bit, which is fine. So I decided to start putting this money ahead. And then that's also what I deemed my emergency fund for, because that's really the only kind of emergency I would have besides like the fridge crapping out and if the landlord and the rental company wouldn't get me a new one. So we have an Etsy payout I just transferred to my business account. I'm not going to take taxes out because it's not even $1 for this one. I'm going to change my payout though to monthly just because the weekly is not really a lot right now. And it just makes more sense to do monthly. So we're going to do that. And then this left me with $550.66. Then Quick Trip, I counted as eating out for snacks on the 15th, and that was $7.04. And then Arby's for me and my boyfriend was $27.83, and that was $515.79. And this one, I realized that my checking account was less than this ledger, so I put off balance and put the amount that it was because I could not figure out where I went off balance. And then I just decided to deposit my savings challenge money that I had from like Saveopoly and stuff and just offset it so it was the right amount. And then I transferred my G-Bucks that I deposited into a savings account for savings challenges, so that left me with $592.89. And then the EA Games packs was just like clutter packs and stuff for The Sims, which I need to stop spending money on The Sims. So that was $11.38, and it was just 2 of them. They were on sale, so that left me with $581.51. And then my Allstate payment was $70, and that was part of this money. And so that'll get me by for quite a few months. And so that was $511.51 that I had left over. And you can see here where I transferred money for my cushion because I track it on a separate page, which I'll show you, so that way I don't spend it as well. Then my paycheck from Zeal came in, and that was $964.52 because I worked like almost 40 hours that week. So that put me up to $1350.03. And then I transferred my E-Rank sub because I really need that generation for keywords and stuff for Etsy. It was so hard to try and think of tag words without that machine or without that sub, so I put it back. And that was $1345.03. And then I transferred money for Christmas and our family wizard. I saved $20 because I wanted to make sure I hit my goal before it came around. So that left me with $1315.03. And I transferred money for Bentley's grades. So that was only $3. And then I paid the remaining balance for my US Cellular, and that was $43.98. And then this is my cash withdrawal that I took out from my last video, and that was $634. And then I crossed it out because I don't track that in my final closing out numbers. I had an Amazon voucher for $11.59 come in, and that put me down to $645.64. And then McDonald's, I was starving this day, and I just made the snap decision, so I will show you guys my spend less log as well, and that put me down to $639.43. Sally's, I decided to get dye for my hair because it was not fading properly, and then it came out too dark because I decided to mix a medium brown with purple, and it came out like black. It did not turn out the way I wanted it to at all. So next time I'm just going to buy a brown with a hue of purple in it. But it's okay, lesson learned, it'll fade. And that was $10.67 because I had some cash that I found in an envelope that I decided to use for that, and so that was $628.76. Then I got nail dehydrator on Amazon because I need a nail dehydrator, and that's why my fingernails keep chipping when I paint my nails. Like my left hand's always the worst one, but I need something to like protect my actual nail, and so having polish on just like keeps me from messing with them. So that was $9.48 because it came with a pH bond, because the one that I have is not good quality. And I'm just going to show this one to get the page out of the way. And then on the 19th, McDonald's breakfast, because I had a large frappe rewards. So my boyfriend got his frappe for free, and that was $19.84, and it was put me down to $599.44. This is just how I track my cushion for my checking account. So then I just create a separate page out of printer paper, and I just write the deposit dates, and then I'll write like what I spend it on if I spend it. It's just another way to make sure that I have a fail-safe for those times when I don't have a large income coming in that week, because there's just not hours available with my availability. And so you can see from the 12th, which is right here, I scrolled that out, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4 days that were spend less, which is still really good because it used to be like every day. And so I've just been kind of like moving money around to like have more spend less days because I don't know, I just realized that I was doing that. One thing I didn't show you guys was my cash tracker. I decided I'm not going to put the amounts here anymore because they're in the envelopes, and there are a lot of them are revolving ones. And that's what the budget mom suggests too. Like, she doesn't put the running total balance on her cash, and that's like what's been a big issue for me with keeping things balanced. So I'm not going to keep a running balance anymore after this. And so you can just see where on the 10th I transferred all this money for the savings for my cash stuffing. And then I had like a little total of how much I spent until the 14th, just to make closing out easier. And then I had like Walgreens prescription was $1, Quick Trip gas was $60, muffin and drink accounted as an impulse was $286. I transferred money for hobby because I spent money, and then bowling, eating out. I added money to beauty because I spent it on my cut and shampoo and counted that as sinking funds used. And then Walmart meds and medical was $36. Panera soup, because I was not feeling good and I really wanted soup and I didn't have any at the house, was $8. On the 15th was impulses for $13.66 because I think it was just off balance. Target storage household was $38. On the 16th, also transferred the G-Bucks because I had 2 in there. And then this is my cash envelopes from the 17th. I transferred sinking funds. Total was $329. And then rent and water was $114. Kids' clothes was $11. So that's just how I started doing it. And then you can see here I didn't put the balance. And then over here on the 20th, I didn't put the balance because I got a tall storage for my room, like a sliding bin storage, so that way I can just make use of the small space and have a place for laundry to go, and then like clean clothes too. So it just makes the space more usable and less cluttered for me. So that's all I have for you guys today. Be sure to tune back in on Friday. I will have up my budget with me for the next paycheck because I should have the amount total by then. And then we will just keep going in this cycle. And if there's ever a video that I have not made yet that you guys really, really want to see, I will be sure to make that too. Just be sure to put that down in the comments below. And we are so close to 200 subscribers. We're at 193 at the time of this filming. So be sure to spread the word, refer the page to people you think might enjoy it, tag people in the comments if they're okay with it. I really want to get to 200 by the end of the month and then celebrate. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.